They gave me a shirt that said, "Family Failure," at the reunion I paid for. Everyone laughed. Then I pulled out a stack of papers and tore them apart. When they realized what I destroyed, the laughter died forever. The custom t-shirt felt heavy in my hands. "Family Failure," printed in bold letters across cheap cotton. Marcus, my older brother, couldn't contain his laughter. "Wear it proud, little brother." Cousin Sarah snorted, pulling out her phone to record. Aunt Linda clapped like this was the funniest joke she'd ever witnessed. I slipped the shirt over my head without a word. The fabric clung to my skin under the harsh community center lights. Around me, 30 family members wore shirts celebrating their achievements. Successful businessman, proud mother, college graduate. Mine stood out like a neon sign of shame. But I smiled. Then I reached into my leather briefcase. The documents were thick, official, bound with metal clips. Property deeds, trust agreements, business contracts, investment portfolios. I held them high enough for everyone to see, then began tearing. Whip. The first page fell like snow. Marcus's grin faltered. "What are you doing?" Whip, whip, whip. The room went dead silent except for the sound of paper shredding. Page after page, I methodically destroyed everything that had kept them wealthy for the past decade. By the time I finished, white confetti covered the floor around my feet. I turned and walked toward the exit. Behind me, chairs scraped frantically. Someone gasped, "These are property titles." Another voice cracked, "The trust fund documents." This had been years in the making. When Dad died, he left me in charge of the family fortune. Not because I was the favorite, but because I was the only one responsible enough to handle it. "Distribute it fairly," his will read. And I had. I'd given each of them generous shares that transformed their lives overnight. Their gratitude lasted exactly 6 days. The insult started small. "Still playing accountant for the family?" Sarah would joke. "When are you getting a real job?" Marcus would add, cashing his monthly dividend check in the same breath. They treated me like their personal AM, someone who existed solely to manage their money while they mocked my boring life. The breaking point came last Christmas. I'd rented a luxury cabin in Aspen, flew everyone in first class, hired private chefs. On Christmas morning, as they unwrapped expensive gifts I'd chosen personally, I overheard Marcus in the kitchen. "He's still trying to buy our love. Pathetic, really." Linda laughed. "At least it's cheaper than therapy for his daddy issues." Standing in that hallway, listening to them mock my generosity, I made a decision. No more. The reunion invitation arrived 3 months later. "Family celebration, bring something special," it said. So I did. Now, as I reached my car, I could hear chaos erupting inside. Shouting, crying. The desperate scramble of people realizing their golden goose had just walked away. They were gathering the shredded pieces, trying to tape together their financial future. But it was too late. Those weren't copies. They were the originals. The only legal documents that gave them access to properties worth millions, business shares generating 6-figure annual returns, trust funds that had supported their lavish lifestyles. My phone buzzed immediately. Text after text. "What did you do? We can fix this. Please call me." I turned off my phone and drove home to my modest apartment. Tomorrow I'd start fresh. Maybe travel the world, pursue that art degree I'd always wanted. For the first time in a decade, my money would be spent on someone who actually appreciated me myself. People think revenge is about anger. It's not. It's about patience, precision, and choosing the perfect moment when actions speak louder than words. They gave me a shirt calling me a failure. But as I looked in my rearview mirror at the community center where my family was learning the true cost of their cruelty, I realized something beautiful. Their biggest failure was underestimating the quiet one who'd been holding everything together. The joke was on them now, and it would last a lifetime.